Hey trendsetters, it's your girl Shantae. I just want to say for my entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs right now who grew up with humble or small beginnings, do not get mad at the humble beginning that you have, because sometimes God will allow us to grow up with lack or without certain things. So when we do become successful and when we do start acquiring different things that we've always wanted, we won't be one of those big headed, rude bosses that nobody likes. And what happens is, because since you've been through certain things, you understand your employees with certain things. You understand how it feels to grow up and having to duct tape the bottom and cover all the holes in your shoes with duct tape because you can't afford a new pair of shoes. You understand going to work in the same holy top, just hoping and trying to move your arms certain way so people do not notice all the holes under your armpits, so people don't notice all the stains on your shirt. You understand how it feels that your diet was nothing but ramen noodles, beanies and weenies, and hot dogs. You understand how it feels to grow up, and then you're hearing your parents argue about money and wondering where you're going to go. You understand how it feels to be working three jobs and still not have anything for yourself. You understand how it feels to be sleeping on the same tore up mattress that you've been sleeping on for the past 2 to 3 years, and you already have a bunch of bills to pay. You may have mouths to feed in the household. You have a whole bunch of other responsibilities, and by the end of the month, you don't even have enough money to buy yourself a 10 pair of dollar shoes if you wanted to. When Christmas comes around, you can't get your kids nothing because you can't even find the money to pay half of the light bill. And a lot of people didn't grow up that way. So I see a lot of young entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs and business people grow up who never brag, they never worked, they never had to work for anything, and they acquire all of this mass amount of money, and they are horrible human beings. So when you do get in power, when you do become that successful businesswoman and that businessman, I know you can be the successful businesswoman or the successful businessman I know that you're going to be. I want you to remember, please remember where you came from. Please remember you always could not just go into a Gucci store and just buy everything in the store without having to look at the price tag. Please remember you always did not have the money to buy steak and lobster and eat it 5 days a week if you wanted to, because there once was a time that your mother couldn't even afford for you guys to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because she couldn't even afford to buy the bread. Remember where you came from. When you become that boss and then you have your employees crying out to you saying, "Boss, I need a raise," because they're already working overtime and they still do not have enough money to pay the bills with the overtime you've given them. Please be gracious enough to remember being in his or her place and knowing they need a raise because I'm not paying them enough for the work that they're doing. Remember how you came up, because when you grow up lacking certain things, you'll be just a little bit more humble.